I really enjoyed fundraising, getting out there and meeting people in new churches. NPEA, our church planting organization up here in the Dakotas and Wyoming, they provided startup funds. We had several churches that came on board right away with monthly donations. We had churches that were given a couple $100s a month, but they did that for 3-4 years. And then we had about 60 individuals that gave anywhere from $15 a month to $100 a month. And really, I just took our Christmas card list. I sent them a letter asking for prayer partners, and if God led them to, we would love to have them partner with us financially for 3 to 5 years.
I was anti-fundraising to start. The number one reason I didn't want to start a church. Phil sent us to an organization, and they totally shifted my mindset on fundraising. It ended up being the funnest part of the church planting journey. Their big thing was 100% funded in 100 days. We turned it into 30 days. And our private goal was, in 1 month, we entered May with no funds, and we're going to exit May 31st with 100% funded. We just kept inviting people, and we'd call and say, hey, would you like to meet for coffee this Wednesday morning? I'd love to talk to you about the goals of our new church. I think I had 45 of those conversations and 44 people said yes. You get really good at fundraising when you're doing it day after day after day. The momentum builds. You get going. You can't stop. It worked, by the way. After 30 days, 100% funded. When we moved at the end of June, we didn't come down with any financial stress, wondering if we have to also fundraise and start a church at the same time. Because the guys that I've seen are still fundraising when they get on site. Boy, that never goes well.
We got 2 organizations on the front end. I knew going to churches was going to be a little slow. In fact, the guy who baptized me when I was 7 years old, his mega church down in Daytona came on board with us, and they were a lifesaver for a good long while. But a lot of it was individual asks and friends and partners, and got sent through the God Ask training. So that was integral to really putting a frame on that and knowing, hey, this is how we're supposed to do that, but philosophically changing how I thought about fundraising.
Nexus was a huge partner for us. CEA of Kansas, Epic Church jumped in, and then Christ Church of Labette County. Those were kind of some of our bigger ones. And then, of course, we had to go do some fundraising outside of that. I didn't have a ton of experience in church, and so I didn't have a lot of resources as far as other churches I could go talk to. Like, I knew of one church, and so I talked to individuals in that church. I mean, we saw the paperwork and the spreadsheet and the 3 years, but like, it was kind of one of those things that didn't click till we were in the middle of it, that, oh wow, like, we probably need to do some more fundraising or make some changes. We definitely should have done more, but God still worked it out.
I have been co-vocational from the start of launching Emerge Church. When I was in ministry before, I was full-time on ministry at a church. When I stepped out of that, one of the convictions that I had from God is I need to be co-vocational. Not only that, so I'm not a burden on the church, but also so that I don't get rooted in the church and I'm part of the community and working side by side with others.
Honestly, out of everything I've done, the fundraising was the easiest part. That was legitimately the thing that I dreaded the most. But the thing that Nexus did really well for me too was, like, you know, in my experience so far, they have never asked me to do anything that they haven't trained me how to do. So I had the tools to go and do that. And then for me, the way I approached the fundraising was I needed the money, but the more important thing was for me to be able to share the vision.
My fundraising journey was a crash and burn. I reached out to a few people. I sent out probably 60 letters requesting support. Out of that, we got $20,000, which is pretty awesome. We had the $20,000 committed, but it didn't come through. We only had $8,000 when we were getting ready to hit the road, so we figured it out. I will always be co-vocational. I could go on full-time if I truly wanted to, but I think I do not only the church, but also myself and my family far better, because I can create wealth, and then I've tied back my entire salary from the church. And I'm not saying that to tout myself, but that is what God has called me to do, is to be able to go out into the workplace and provide and lead. And I'm teaching more people. I have 4 other guys on the team right now, and at least 2 of them will be launched out as co-vocational pastors on their own churches.